today I want to make a video about budget bushcraft. So people who want to get into bushcraft or have already started and may not be able to afford all the fancy things, everything you see on YouTube or on Instagram or whatever, all those fancy brand names. You don't need them to start. If you want to get out there, all you need are a few simple things, and I'm going to show you how to get started for a cheap price. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started with the pack. I got this from a thrift store for $1.50. I put my logo on it, but it used to be a laptop carry bag. It's a canvas, doesn't really have a lot of pockets, but it's tough and it works. So you can also get the military surplus stuff on Amazon for pretty cheap, but I mean, if you are on a budget, you're strapped and you feel like you can't really afford all the stuff you see everyone else using, you don't have to. Whatever works for you. You got to start somewhere. Save up later, but for now anyway. So $1.50 for this pack. It's got some flowers on it that I've been trying to cover up, but it's got some pockets in the front, a pocket on the hood, and then just a nice big open middle and a pocket right here. It's got a pocket on the back that I don't use. So yeah, $1.50 and you got yourself a pack. Now let's get to the stuff in it. Okay, so I do have to apologize. I'm also on a budget, so I am filming with my phone. So I'm kind of doing everything one hand and everything's not really professional here. But so we'll start. Basically, for bushcraft, you just need some essential stuff. A lot of it's cheap. It won't be 100% to the best quality that you can get, but if it's cheap enough and you can make do with it, it works. Like this schmog, 10 bucks on Amazon, 3 feet by 3 feet. Definitely need one of those. You don't really need a hammock. This is a grand trunk, I believe. It's a 2-person and it was about 40 bucks, but you don't really need it. You could sleep on the ground. I mean, just make some padding out of some spruce. First aid kit can be pretty cheap. You can get a starter first aid kit, which is really all you need. You get them for under 10 bucks. Pouch was about 10 bucks. Sorry guys. Toilet paper, I mean, that's cheap. Bug spray, cheap. You put whatever you want in it, but for first aid, I mean, all you need to do is spend 10 bucks. That's my lunch. Let's see here. Sorry guys. Headlamp, you can go to the dollar store, get a headlamp. Like I said, they're not the best, but they work and they do their job. And for, I mean, the dollar you pay for it, if it breaks, go get a new one. Or while you're using that one, save up, buy a better one. This tin cup here I use for cooking. It can be used as a cup, it can be used as a pot, it can be used for whatever you want. It's stainless steel. I got that at a thrift store for a couple bucks, I think 4 bucks, $3.99. That's all you really need to. You don't need to go buy the expensive MSR stuff. Eating utensil, you can just grab a fork and a spoon from your kitchen, but I found this at a flea market for 20 bucks, so I grabbed that. But you can get smaller ones for cheaper. You might luck out and find the same one for cheaper, whatever, but they're really handy. I like to eat with forks and spoons instead of sticks, that's for sure. Saws. So I don't know the actual brand name of the saw because I see the same ones and they're all labeled differently, but 15 bucks, get yourself a decent folding saw. I've been using this one for like 2 years. I just recently upgraded. Got a nice folding saw. Teeth on it aren't bad. It's not going to cut giant logs, but it'll make do with what you need. Cut small sticks. You don't really need an axe. I mean, until you really get into it. But there is a cheap option, and you get practice. So this is my hatchet. I actually salvaged the head. I bought for like $5, and then I went without an axe for a while, and I found a nice piece of hardwood and carved my own handle for it. I did my own leather wrap, which I'll cover in another video, but you can actually do your own leather for cheap too. It's good practice,
and it was good practice for me to make my own handle. So that's an option, but you don't have to, sorry guys, phone problems. You don't have to start with an axe. You can do with a saw, you could do with just a knife. Which brings me to my next point. You can actually get this knife here. It's a Mora Companion. A lot of people use it. It's a really nice knife, and it's the bang for your buck. It's, I think, 30 bucks when I picked it up, and I got it years ago, and it's still razor sharp. It's got the Scandi grind. It's sort of tough enough to baton wood, as long as you're not batoning anything more than like 3 inches round, I'd say. Stays sharp as long as you take care of it. High carbon steel. Definitely the bang for your buck. If you're starting out and you're strapped for cash, I would make this your starter knife for sure. Let's see. A lot of this stuff isn't really important. It's just extras I threw in for myself while I'm down here today. Oh yes, fire is also a part of my first aid kit. Sorry guys, so unorganized. I'm making this video so I can help you, because years ago when I started, my problem was that I seen everybody carrying the Silkies and the Gramfas Brooks axes and all these Alice packs, 250 bucks for a backpack. I was like, there's no way I can do it. So I just started out with really cheap stuff, and over time collected things, saved up for things. But for fire, this is actually my backup, but I think I paid like $3 or $4 for it, so you don't need to get a nice fancy ferrocerium rod. Anything will do. Matches, you all know how cheap matches are, so there's your fire. Or you can just carry a Bic lighter, you know how cheap those are. This multi-tool, I recommend you carry a multi-tool for maintenance, for whatever, a lot of backup stuff. It was a cheap one, it was like 15 bucks. And as for the materials for fire, you can find anything anywhere. I carry a lot of wrapped up birch bark with me. That stuff, a lot of the stuff you can get, you can utilize from the forest. Fat wood, made a little pouch for my fat wood. Paracord's cheap. I'm not going to dig out my paracord. You all know what paracord looks like, but I think it's like $7 for 50 feet of it. And you don't really even need paracord. Like bank line, juke twine, anything will do. I just like paracord because of its weight. That's basically it for the things in it to get you started. I do have a tarp, but I'm just out for the day here, so I don't need a tarp. It's at home, but I got one of those 10 by 13 inch camo tarps from Walmart. I think I paid 10 bucks for that too, and they're cheap enough where if you put a hole in it, it's disposable. Water bottles, I got a 1 liter stainless steel water bottle. I go with stainless steel just because you can boil it. Gives it more than one use, but you can get these for 10 bucks, or you can get a plastic one for even cheaper. Let's see, anything else? No, I think that's all you need, really, just to start. I mean, this isn't like, you're not gonna become Rambo overnight, or Les Stroud or Ray Mears overnight, but if you're itching to get out in the woods and you're on a budget, like when I first started, I was broke. I had a newborn kid, and I couldn't afford to buy a $150 axe, a $200 pack, whatever. I have upgraded a lot. I'll do another video on my newer setups, but this is basically what I had when I first started out, and the rest is all yours to personalize for yourself. Yeah. Okay guys, so I organized it a little bit better for you. What you're looking at is basically everything you need to start out with bushcraft, or just to get outdoors. Everything you're looking at probably costs under 100 bucks in total altogether. The only thing I'm missing in this is some cord, which I have in the bag. I just don't want to pull out but paracord or any type of cord, and the tarp, which I didn't bring with me because, as you can see, it's not going to rain and I'm only going to be out here for a few hours. So get out there. Don't be discouraged by the price of everything else. I mean, quality is a factor, but if you're just starting out, you'll learn what you need. You'll learn what you don't need. You'll learn what you need to spend more money on, less than whatever. You can go out and spend $100 on a tarp and a hammock if you want, or you can just use a cheap $40 one till it runs out. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope maybe I helped some people, encourage them to get out, not be discouraged by all the prices of everything. I mean, this stuff's really, it's supposed to be free at the end of the day. It's supposed to be a free world and a free country, and I feel like a lot bushcraft, that's what it is. So yeah. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna get this fire going, get some nice coals, and start cooking some lunch and enjoy my time out here. But I did want to make the video just to encourage some people. Maybe you either are younger, don't really have the money, or are strapped for cash. This is how I started bushcraft. I started cheap and I worked my way up. I only really paid a lot of money for the things I needed, and that was over 2 years before I decided to actually start spending a lot of money. And I'll do another video on my advanced stuff from then till now, and I'll explain everything. Again, I apologize for the horrible filming. I'm using my cell phone right now because, like I said, I'm on a budget and I can't really afford to spend hundreds of dollars on camera equipment. I'm just trying to make a YouTube video for you guys, help some people out. Yeah, so enjoy your day, guys, and thanks for watching.